Landing struts primed. Retros firing.
Looking for you.
I wanted to talk to you, but honestly, I don't know where to begin. The Starborn's technology is simply astonishing. It's just almost too much to process.
You've never encountered anything like that before?
Of course not. No one has. If an encounter with this level of importance had occurred in the past, I assure you that Constellation would be well acquainted with it.
Seem to be pretty shaken up about the whole thing.
Yes, I suppose I am. But you can hardly blame me, can you? You do understand the significance of this encounter, don't you? This is humankind's first contact with what I believe is an alien race. A race with technology that could be far superior to our own. Oh, we could learn so much from them.
Do you think they'd be willing to teach us?
The way they behaved, I'd say that's not very likely. If we are to learn anything from the Starborn, we're going to have to take the initiative ourselves.
You sound like you admire them.
Oh, I do. More than you'll ever know. Can't be a coincidence that these Starborn suddenly appeared after your experience at that temple. We know they're here to lay claim to the artifacts, but what's their true motivation? What aren't they telling us?
I'm hoping we could come to some sort of an understanding with them.
I feel exactly the same way. But it certainly sounded like they weren't willing to work with us at all. Damn. Oh, if only we knew more about the Starborn. What their species is like, where they're from.
Back, sorry about that. I had to take an emergency call.
No worries, you're good.
I feel like a cadet on my very first day aboard a spaceship. My mind is absolutely swimming with questions.
I think they're time travelers.
No, not time travelers. I don't think the science is there to support that theory. Their name alone, Starborn. There's some type of hidden meaning there. Something that feels very old, perhaps even ancient. Whatever the case may be, I can assure you that Constellation intends to get to the bottom of this mystery.
We should make every effort to learn about these beings.
Exactly. We must use all of the tools at our disposal to learn more about the Starborn and their connection to the artifacts.
I'll be there to help you every step of the way.
Thank you. I really appreciate your support right now. You know, it's funny. When I was a little girl, I'd lay on the ground and stare up at the stars. I was absolutely convinced they held a secret. I'd remain there for hours in silence, eyes closed, listening, waiting for the secret to be whispered in my ear. This encounter with the Starborn is that moment to me. The stars are finally whispering, and I need to hear what they have to say.
What are you expecting to learn?
Truthfully, I haven't the slightest idea. But just the thought that any of the secrets of the universe could be revealed from these Starborn is terribly exciting.
I love how the flirting is always so horribly George Lucas written. Like, do you see that? I have a few things.
Oh, they're terrible.
I'd love
Yeah,
to whisper in your ear right now.
Yeah, it's bad.
And it's like I've probably missed so many romance options just because they're all so terrible I can never bring myself to press on any of them.
Well, with that attitude, you're never gonna catch one.
Aside from the robot, is there anybody else really worth romancing?
I'll give it a flirt. I have a few things I'd love to whisper.
Although I'm flattered that you think of me that way.
See, every time you do it with her,
Place for that sort of talk.
she shoots you down anyway.
Well then, I've certainly wasted enough of your valuable time. Just do be careful if you cross paths with these Starborn in the future. I wouldn't want to lose one of the most valuable members of Constellation. When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
We just spoke. What do you mean?
Ever since we...
She talks too much.
Cassiopeia, I can't get what happened out of my mind.
I could tell it was still bothering you. She's still talking
Was it
about that
that
shit.
obvious? Oh, I thought I could handle these memories, but until I return to Cassiopeia, I'll never be able to put this to rest.
How will traveling to Cassiopeia put your concerns to rest?
The last time I saw my crew, their escape shuttle was headed for the planet's surface. I need to find the wreckage to ensure their memories are honored.
That might do more harm than good.
Maybe. But I'm willing to take the chance. One problem, though. Pinpointing the crew's shuttle wreckage is going to be like trying to find a grain of salt in a sandbox. I think we need to start by locating my old campsite on Cassiopeia 1.
What eventually happened to the Dauntless?
Shortly after I evacuated, I saw the ship come apart. The UC listed it as lost, so I assume the Dauntless was completely destroyed.
All of the Dauntless escape shuttles were damaged?
The Dauntless took heavy fire to the docking section during the battle. We had 3 shuttles. One was destroyed, and the other 2 were damaged. There was no other way off the ship.
You're lucky you made it to safety.
Compared to my crew, I hit the goddamn jackpot. Still, I'll never forget my finger hovering over that launch button. Would I launch safely or explode into a fireball? It turned out that my shuttle had just enough power to allow an emergency landing on the planet's surface.
All of that sounds very dramatic that she went through. You know what would have been even more dramatic? A fucking flashback of all of this, of that entire traumatic incident, instead of her giving me like Webster's dictionary length layers of dialogue for the past 4 or 5 playthroughs about it. Like that.
Careful,
that point,
Rick. That sounds an awful lot like a cutscene.
Yeah, like at that point, at the point where this character has to keep coming back to this same incident she went through where she lost her crew and everything, just give me a good old clean flashback. Have her say, well, it all started, and then just go into it, and then we'll be done with this. Like, stop peppering me with details about this incident.
More exposition.
Let's go piloting. It's impressive that you soft landed after an emergency jettison that close to the exosphere. I would have loved to see it.
I wouldn't call what I did a soft landing, but thank you all the same.
What are you hoping to find at your old campsite?
My shuttle should have the telemetry tracking data for the other shuttle aboard. It should give us an idea where it went down. That's if scavengers haven't completely stripped my ship for parts.
But it was years ago. Of course scavengers would have stripped your ship for parts. How many years would it take for them to notice a down ship in this story that you've been telling me about for weeks? What about the Cassiopeia 1?
It has a breathable atmosphere, indigenous fauna, and maybe a few abandoned mining outposts. Otherwise, it's not populated.
Uh-huh. Do you think putting this to rest will get you back on your feet? I hope so, Sarah, because I've been trying to like you, man. I really have.
Don't worry, It's not as though I'm coming apart at the seams. It's the conversations we've been having. They dredged up these old memories, and they're a burden.
We need to get you back there to face your demons.
That's what I was hoping. But I don't know the exact location of my survival campsite. For that, we are going to have to head to Mast and see if we can get the information from my old friend, Admiral Logan.
I'm sensing tension between you and Admiral Logan.
Your instincts are right on target. Logan and I butted heads more than once during my time with the Navigator Corps. We've never seen eye to eye. Look, I hope this isn't asking too much. Last thing I want to do is drag you into some kind of personal crusade.
Your well-being is important to me.
That's why I'm desperate for your help. Truth is, I'm scared. When I set foot on Cassiopeia, I don't know if I'll be able to handle what I find. If I begin to fall apart, I need someone I can trust to hold me together.
What are you expecting to find on Cassiopeia?
Besides bad memories, I don't know. Try not to think about it. Not yet.
I've also been trying not to think about it, but you keep bringing it up. I'll have your back.
I know you will. You've always been there when I've needed your help. Why you continue to support me, I'll never understand.
I'll never understand either. Oh my god, look at the flirt option, bro. It's because I love you, Sarah. Like, fuck. What is with these options? Like, they couldn't... The flirt options are horrendous.
I told you, man. The one true flirt option is the robot.
The robot made these flirt options.
It's because I care what happens to you.
I feel the same way about you.
The fucking flirt options.
So busy searching.
They're such cringe.
I've overlooked what's been in front of me all this time. True friendship. Something I've denied myself for far too long.
What about Aja?
Traveling out here with you, I've discovered that friendships change by circumstance. I worked closely with Aja on long space voyages, so we became friendly. When she quit Constellation, the friendship ended. But I'm certain at this point, even if you and I were separated by a great distance, we'd never lose touch.
Been critical of yourself for too long.
You're right. I have. Hey, anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I know you have a lot to do. I really appreciate your offer to visit Cassiopeia. Hopefully, it'll bring me the closure that I've needed for far too long.
So she's now undismissible until that mission is complete. I love how she imposed herself into these conversations with me and into the party.
Yes?
Like, we got people to talk to across the board. They want us to talk to Sam. They want us to talk to Barrett. They're like Far Cry busy in this. You notice that? Like, everything's happening at once after a while.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
I mean, I kind of do mind, though. You know?
Let's head for New Atlantis. It's important we get to Mast so I can talk to Admiral Logan.
Should I stop what I'm doing to deal with her nonsense? And I gotta talk to Barrett, too.
I have to talk about the Starborn. Do you have a second? You do, right?
What did you think about it?
It was awesome.
I want to talk about it too.
Right? How could we not talk about it for the rest of our lives? It could be the dawn of a new era of humanity.
Or the end of it.
Or it could be an elaborate prank or any number of mundane explanations.
I'm gonna still say time travelers for sure.
I didn't detect any localized time distortion, which isn't required for that hypothesis, but... Oh, yeah? Joking. I knew that. Jeez. We just need more data. There has to be a way to draw them out and figure out where they're coming from.
We know they wanted the artifact. That has to be
One
significant.
of our few facts about them. It seemed very important to them, too. This could be a turning point for humanity, you know? Or it could be just the emergence of a powerful new faction, or some sort of elite military tech, or a gazillionaire with nothing else to do. All we know is that they wanted that artifact badly.
I can't. Look, you could even flirt with him. All I know is that I want you badly. Does it matter why they wanted it?
It's possible we've misinterpreted their actions, or that they were under duress. We should remain cautious with them, but I think we should leave the door open to communication.
We need to know what their motives are.
Agreed. That is going to require more observations, more encounters with them. And who knows? Maybe we'll never see them again.
Okay, great.
Did you need something?
I really did not need anything. And I have to talk to what's his name as well. I don't even think he's on the ship. The cowboy guy. Like, I'm not super interested in talking to him. I guess we'll help her. I don't like party members being anchored to us. Even though I would most likely taken her anyway. I just still don't like that limitation.
We're here. It wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
I mean, I thought that was the whole point, wasn't it? Where exactly is Admiral Logan?
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay. No bounty.
Telling me to go to speak to this guy. I swear to God, this better be to speak to him. Because one thing, their GPS is horrific. It'll just put you on a course to different things. Be like, no, how about you do this instead?
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan soon.
Yes, Admiral Logan. That's what we're trying to do, man. Yeah, you see, we'd have to do this. Otherwise, she would keep saying that line all the time. Yo, there are so many quests. It's insane. See, but that's registering for the Vanguard, isn't it? Him, please be him.
Hey. Okay.
Hey, hi. No. You're not him. Oh, it's Admiral Logan. I'm so happy to see you. She would not leave me alone unless I came on this little trip.
It's been what, almost 10 years?
Admiral, it's good to see you again, sir.
You're not required to address me as sir. That protocol ended the moment you dropped your clusters on my desk, remember?
Look, Admiral, I'm not here to open old wounds.
Old wounds is an interesting turn of phrase, given our past. Listen to me, Commander. I'm not sure why you're here, but whatever it is, why don't you just get to it?
I'm here because I need your help, Admiral.
You need my help. That's interesting. The last time we spoke, you made it quite clear that you were turning your back on the Navy.
That was a decade ago. Things change. People change. Admiral, please. I didn't come here to argue. I'm here to come to terms with my past.
Your past is sitting in a closed file in the archives. That's where you left it when you walked out on the United Colonies. And what about you? Just who in the blazes are you anyway?
Damn. Does it matter who I am? This isn't about me.
I haven't spoken to Sarah Morgan for almost 10 years, and out of the blue, both of you barge into my office.
Man, he's aggressive.
I want answers. You can start with telling me who the hell you are.
I'm here to support Sarah. Should I say I'm here to support her as a friend, or I work with her at Constellation? I guess I'm here to support her as a friend.
Yeah, friend.
Very well. Then, as a good friend, perhaps you could kindly explain to me why I shouldn't have the both of you escorted from the building.
With all due respect, Admiral, this is ridiculous. If you have a problem with me, then there's no need to berate my colleague.
I don't have a problem with you, Commander. I'm simply trying to determine why you deserve the Navy's help.
It's either Sarah's here to honor the fallen that served under her command, or she's here to resolve the incident that ended her naval career, or she's here to solve the mystery that's been plaguing her conscience. She's here to resolve the incident that ended her naval career, I would think.
Interesting. Would you care to elaborate, Commander?
Really?
It's about Cassiopeia, Admiral. I'm heading back there to find out what happened to the crew of the Dauntless, and hopefully, to bring their legacy home.
That sounds like a dangerous operation. Are you certain it's worth the risk?
I don't know.
either we refuse to allow the crew of the Dauntless to remain a statistic, or the emotional pain Sarah's been suffering has to end. One or the other.
It has to end.
I understand. Mental scars left by war rarely heal quickly, if ever at all. I sympathize with your struggle, Commander.
I want to put an end to the sleepless nights, the nightmares, waking up in cold sweat. It's been difficult, Admiral.
I understand. And I believe I owe you an apology, Commander. Our last encounter has obviously distorted my impression of your character. What can I do to help?
If you wouldn't mind allowing me to access the files regarding my rescue, I'd be most grateful, Admiral.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I've sent all the relevant information to you, Slades. Was there anything else?
No, Admiral. Thank you.
You don't need to thank me, Commander. I just hope you find whatever it is you're looking for.
We should make sure we're well supplied for the trip to Cassiopeia.
Well supplied.
It's never easy, you know. Making decisions that could end the lives of soldiers pledged to your cause.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions about the Dauntless?
I'll answer whatever I can. But please understand, that was a military vessel and some of the information is classified.
But there's tons of shit to ask. Look at this. Jesus Christ. What was the fate of the Dauntless?
Unfortunately, I can't divulge the reason the Dauntless was in the Cassiopeia system, but it clearly became engaged with Freestar Collective warships. According to its flight recorder, it was heavily damaged by weapons fire and succumbed to full structural failure. Considering this was one of our larger warships at the time, it's not surprising that it took so long for it to break apart.
How many people escaped from the Dauntless?
If memory serves, a total of 11 personnel escaped the destruction of the vessel, including Commander Morgan. That class of ship was equipped with 6 escape shuttles. But the flight recorder only indicates 2 left the Dauntless before it broke apart.
Were you in charge of the UC Navy when the Dauntless was lost?
I hope you aren't attempting to insinuate something, but no. I wasn't in charge of the UC fleet back then. That honor fell to Fleet Admiral Francois Senon.
Why did it take so long to rescue Sarah?
I'm afraid I don't have a good answer for that. We were at the height of the war, and the UC had retreated from that star system. We simply didn't have the capability to mount a search. It was purely due to blind chance that a passing freighter picked up Commander Morgan's emergency beacon and sent a search team. Certainly. I want to do everything I can to assist both of you in this noble endeavor.
What do you think of Sarah Morgan?
During the Colony War, I would have described her as a natural-born leader. Efficient, unwavering, motivational, ideal officer material. But after the incident on Cassiopeia, Commander Morgan changed. She became unsure of herself, so she was assigned to the Navigator Corps. But it wasn't really a punishment. After all, it was obvious she was yearning for an exploratory position, and we mutually agreed the move would be beneficial. I truly felt sorry for her when the cabinet pulled the plug on her division. And I wasn't surprised when she resigned from the service the very next day. Despite all that, if you ask me how I feel about Commander Morgan today, all I can say is that Constellation is fortunate to have her as their leader.
Look at that. He still thinks highly of you, even though he treated us like utter shit upon first walking into this office.
Well, it's a nice thing that he changed his mind and has a different direct on opinion.
Where do they have us going now? Because I probably don't have to take the walk there. she was worried about us getting supplies. We couldn't be any better supplied. We're fine.
I have something for you when you have a moment.
Are you prepared to face judgment?
Oh wow, we're being attacked. We lost their target. This ship is different as far as the way you attack things.
Damn,
their shields are gone.
Get back over here. Where do you think you're going?
I hope they didn't need that grav drive.
There's another one over here, right? Can we take that engine out? Get out of their line of sight. Their engines are down, right?
It looks like it.
Good. Alright, well, then we are going to be docking you guys now. You see, you remember you asked for this. I was trying to help Sarah with her flashback.
And we're locked in.
Let's see who's on board this vessel, talking all that shit, shooting at us, causing us money.
You mean her exposition?
Yeah. Oh, this
A
place is all
flashback would
floaty.
involve some sort of cutscene, so.
Right. Yeah, we're here, motherfuckers. Oh, they're pretty strong. We gotta be careful. Wait, is there one near us? Where are we getting shot from? Oh, they're coming from underneath. I didn't realize that. This is dangerous. Hey, you guys caught me because I wasn't prepared for this floaty type of combat. Wow, those things hit hard. I might have to resort back to my marksman. I know that'll take the pep out of your step. See? How do you like me now? Oh, where are they coming from? Oh, right there below. Yeah, don't worry, I got my marksman. Gonna cost me so much. Gonna cost you more though. Ooh. Trust me, you can't get shot by this thing. It'll ruin your day. See? slumped.
Don't leave any of that behind.
I'm not leaving any of anything behind. I'm gonna take the whole fucking ship. Take over the ship or leave the ship. Decisions. I mean, of course I'm taking the fucking ship. What are you kidding me? There's no decision to be made here. Look at this. This is how that guy in Ad Astra felt. There's just floating corpses just there. And it's just like you gotta just handle your business.
You'll be there for 30 years, so get used to it.
You know. I must admit, I didn't think that 45 days of solitude in space would affect me the way that it did. And as much as I'd like to analyze my psychological disposition in this situation, that fucking space monkey still really bothers the shit out of me.
Space monkey.
Like, no matter what.
The fucking space. It always goes back to that fucking thing. The fucking space monkey.
Man, my perspective of that, because you said that this is something you could watch in the background. So I was looking, I just happened to not be looking just before, and when I looked back, there was just a space monkey coming toward the screen. I was like, what the fuck? I don't understand. This doesn't correlate with what I was hearing a minute ago.
I was so confused because I kind of saw the body kind of twitching and moving, and I was like, what the hell has a hold of it? And then I saw the monkey's head peek out to the side, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, that is such a fucking moment.
They did the fucking Resident Evil in space, right? The little zombie head turning ship, but it's a fucking space monkey.
That's amazing. Is everybody on this ship dead? I'll take the med pack. You guys owe me a med pack anyway. See, that was more fun than what we were doing, just getting randomly attacked by these random people that have seemingly nothing to do with anything. Like, I'm more invested in this than in Sarah's expedition. Like, this was an experience. Now, where's the cockpit to this thing at? No, I'm not going back to the Star Eagle. You guys wish. You guys wish. What we're doing instead. We're coming right up to this. Look at that. The captain's locker has stuff in it too. That's an interesting amount of loot. Okay. Upgrading piloting skills required to fly this ship. Boo! Can I upgrade them on the fly here on my skills selection or no? Nope. I'd have to destroy 15 ships. That's lame. So I probably have to do it in the training. Well, next time. You guys are lucky. Now we know what we're doing when we're done helping Sarah. We're gonna go work on our piloting skills.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
I mean, I'm not super interested in anything, to be honest.
Releasing ship from dock.
Is there another one?
We are now free to move among the stars.
Or is it just this one? I mean, I guess it's just that one, right?
I guess.
Like, it's not like they can do anything. There's nobody inside of it. What about the loot of the debris from the other ship? Is that what this is? Yep. Oh, look. Or is that just the ship that we abandoned before? Probably, right? I mean, if we can't have it, nobody can have it, am I right?
That's right. Blow shit up.
And we'll take the parts, see? No, don't mess with us anymore. What's this ship thing over here? I did the right thing. I don't know what I did.
Setting down. Everything in the group.
I can't believe I'm here. It feels like walking into a dream.
How long has it been?
It's been nearly 20 years.
20 years, and she was wondering if people scavenged her wrecked ship?
Exactly the same as I remember it. But that isn't possible, right? Just like a dream.
Just stick close to me, you'll be alright.
Okay. It's just so surreal. Phew. Okay, so let me get my bearings for a moment. Yes, Yes, this looks correct. Those rock formations nearby look familiar. My old campsite shouldn't be far.
Anything we should be worried about between here and there?
You mean besides the dangerous terrain, vicious fauna, and the chance of getting lost? Nah, we've got nothing to worry about.
Ready when you are.
Good. Once we get to the campsite, we'll use that as a starting point to search for the cruise shuttle wreckage. Let's go.
That is a far bit away. Will that attack us? Probably not, right?
Got anything on your scanner? This must be some debris from my shuttle. Not exactly a textbook landing, but I didn't have much of a choice. Well, this is it. This is the spot where I spent close to a year waiting for rescue. Not exactly Paradiso, is it?
Paradiso?
I'm surprised you've never heard of the place. It's a resort colony in the Parima system. You know, a place to get away and unwind. Maybe we should head out there after we're done. Goodness knows we'll both need a vacation.
How did you possibly walk away from this crash?
I never said I walked away. When my ship hard landed on the surface, it broke apart. There was no fire, but I was pretty badly injured. Had to crawl from the wreckage. When they finally rescued me, the UC medics said I had 3 broken ribs, shattered my ulna, and had internal organ damage. I was in the medical ward recovering for almost 6 weeks.
Proud of how well you're handling all of this.
Well, inside I'm a shattered wreck.
At least you're not shattered wreck outside anymore.
Jokes on both of us, I suppose.
That's where the real hardships were.
It's been sitting here rusting. I think we need to grab an emergency power cell to get the ship's computer up and running.
Can the cell power the entire ship?
No, I'm afraid that it can't. It's only designed to power individual systems. Even if it could, my old shuttle is far too damaged to be fully restored.
Didn't we have a similar device back on our ship?
Sure, we have plenty of power cells on the ship, but they're not UC military grade. They won't work. I'm afraid we'll have to do some scrounging.
Must be one around here somewhere.
Sure, if we're lucky. When I was stranded, I set up a distress beacon powered by emergency power cells. The beacon was up there on the plateau. I guess it's time to start climbing. This must be some debris from my shuttle. Not exactly a textbook landing, but I didn't have much of a choice. Anything interesting in range? Not exactly. I'm surprised you've never heard. Maybe we should. I never. When they finally. Yeah? Look at this thing. I think we need to. No, I'm afraid. Even if it could. Sure. I'm afraid we'll have to. Sure, if we're. When I was struck, the beacon.
Like, you can't farm any of that, so I don't know why I keep picking it up on the scanner. Like, do these things attack you even if you don't
Setting up this beacon
do
probably
anything?
saved my life. Who knows how long I would have been stranded here.
They're territorial, so they probably are looking to ambush us. Interesting. Yep, that's what I thought as soon as we grabbed the power cell. Those things are dangerous as shit.
Oh, that's pungent. I got this. Was that you?
And he runs. Amazing.
Oh, come on. Quit playing games.
These things are crazy. I guess that was it for their attack. So much for being territorial. Not gonna keep hunting for them.
Next time.
Oh. Wow, they hit so hard. And then they retreat again. It's fucking crazy. No retreating. Like to find a weapon they're most vulnerable to. Not the Orion. I mean, the coachman is a compromise. You know?
Yeah, whatever works.
They definitely don't seem to enjoy it. Where'd the other one go? That's crazy how they sort of stealth back into the rocks and then come back out later on. That's fucking wild, since they look just like rocks. So now everything you look at, you wonder if it's them. There they are. I see you guys.
My appetite. How are we? Are we safe from these damn things? Seems like it, right?
For the moment.
We did everything we could out of this place. We sure did. Wait. These books are worth money. that power cell right here, I'm assuming. And what is this though?
We've located where the other shuttle went down. I can't believe our plan worked.
You sent the telemetry data is accurate.
Don't even joke. If this data is faulty, and we end up being pointed to a pile of rocks, I don't even know what we'd do next. I'm fairly certain I was able to capture all the data before I hit the ground. I'll try not to worry about it if you won't.
We shouldn't celebrate until we've confirmed the location.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. The telemetry data puts the wreckage out of range to hike. We're going to have to head back to the ship and land on a different part of the planet. Let's get going.
Fair enough. I mean, for the most part, we're done in here. We can't fast travel from this location, so they just want us to travel back to the ship by foot. Nothing for us? Okay. Thought it was. My bad. It's safe.
So, where to next?
What do you mean, where to next? You already said where to next. The other side of the ship, right?
If the other crash site turns out to be a dead end, I don't know what I'll do. I don't mind at all. Go ahead.
Question time. No, I guess we have no more questions.
To the second crash site.
How did I fall back down? Because I'm stupid. Because I'm stupid.
Hello.
Hello, Lynn.
Do you need me for something?
Not really. Okay, so where do they want us to go? Like, that is really confusing.
And we're off.
It's a different part of the same planet. Do we have to fully be in orbit for it, though?
Ah, there. Stable orbit achieved, like a toy sailboat released into a calm pond.
I'm guessing that was it.
Landing initiated. Watch your flaring.
Look at this view. Had I been on this planet under more pleasant circumstances, I might have had more time to appreciate the beauty it has to offer.
You can hear them out here.
Scan any promising leads?
find this? What can you do with it? Can you just harvest it? Yeah, you can. Cool. Guess we can't do anything else now.
Please don't tell me you're going to eat that. Judging from this debris, the crew's shuttle sustained far more damage than my own. Oh, those poor souls. This is what's left of the crew's shuttle. But it looks like parts were scavenged and dragged somewhere else.
Well, it has been 20 years.
I'm surprised more of this stuff hasn't been moved in 20 years. You know, I'm surprised your little camping spot was still there.
Why can we not go into it? As far as we're allowed in. Oh, there we go. I guess in hindsight there was nothing in there. What's this? Yeah, there was hardly anything left of their ship. Or their pod, rather.
The fire is still fresh. Is there someone here that's still alive?
That would be terrible. You left these people here for 20 years.
You're hilarious. Never occurred to you in your PTSD situation to just check. Imagine that. Went into the main cabin. God help us.
Stop.
What the hell?
I'll shoot if I have to. Just turn around and leave. I know how to use this thing, and I will.
Oh my god. Who are you?
I'm nobody. Just go away. I'm not going to let anyone take my stuff again. No way. Both of you, just go!
What do you mean by take my stuff again?
Hey, I'm not stupid. Last time people were here, they promised to help. They ended up tricking me. They stole all of my good stuff and left me behind. I'm not going to let that happen ever again.
We're not here to hurt you.
Yeah, sure. Try and trick me. No. No way. I'm not getting fooled again. Forget it.
Stop it right now. Put away that gun and talk to us. We want to know what happened here.
See? You're not nice at all. I knew it. You're a liar. That's all grown-ups do is lie.
We're not liars, right, Sarah?
What? Oh. Yeah. Right. Exactly. I was wrong to get so angry. We are here to help you. And we promise to tell the truth.
I don't know. You're kind of scaring me. Why should I listen to you?
I think that's a strange question, seeing as you're the one pointing the gun at us.
That's because no one is fooling me ever again.
We're here to honor the crew that died on this planet.
Crew? No one's been looking for that crew since before I was born. So tell me another lie. Go ahead.
You were born here? Hold on. Oh my god. Your parents, your mum and your dad, what were their names?
Jenna and Elias. Why?
Jenna and Elias. Private Jenna Marsh and Corporal Elias Obrist. You're their daughter. Listen to me. I knew your parents. They worked with me on the Dauntless. I'm Commander Sarah Morgan.
You're Sarah Morgan? Mom and Dad's captain? My parents used to talk about you all the time. It's like a dream to finally meet you.
Do you know where you are right now?
I know this is Cassiopeia. I've been here since I was born. I know my mother and father were from Gemsun or something like that. I bet it's like 1,000 miles away.
What did your parents tell you about Sarah? Sarah and I are glad we found you.
Yeah?
Are you gonna be alright?
I'm trying to hold it together. There's just too much coming at me all at once, you know? I'm just so relieved that you're here. There's absolutely no way I could have handled this alone.
Take it slow and give yourself a moment to breathe.
Yeah, that's probably good advice. Oh, there's so much to process. But I don't have time to deal with it right now. If you want to help, then find that graveyard and bring me those necklaces Sona mentioned. I'm hoping they're my crew's gene tags.
What's a gene tag?
It's an identification tag worn by UC military personnel. It's encoded with the soldiers' medical information and a sample of their DNA. If we can bring them back to Jemison, it would be like bringing home the crew's bodies for a proper burial.
I don't think you should be alone.
Oh, I'll be fine. It's you I'm worried about. Sona's monsters are undoubtedly hostile life forms that have claimed the graveyard as their territory.
We gotta get 10 gene tags. Isn't that great? She was living like the Ewoks.
That is outstanding.
Right? But yeah, this armor's been serving me well. I don't think I'll find anything else as good. Yeah, so she was living like the Ewoks. Oh, look, permanently uses 15% less O2 while moving when over encumbered. Awesome. That's the reason literature is so important in this. And digiframes I grab and tablets, because I mean, those are so light and they're still worth something. May as well, right? May as well. Now we're going to have 2 annoying little girls with the same haircut.
Right? They could have made her look a little bit different.
Nope, she looks identical to the cowboy's daughter. That's who I thought it was at first. I was like, the fuck are you doing in here with a gun? They were like, we only have one look for all little girls. Look, and she likes books too, just like the last little girl.
Be fair, like video games, like they rarely render kids. There's like what 2 or 3, maybe at most, kid models. Like Skyrim only had like 1 or 2. When you had the Hearthstone DLC where you build a home, you have like a boy or girl that you can adopt or have or whatever. Yeah, that's it. There's like 2 models.
Because they're nightmare inducing. It's like it's hard to render kids, so they always come out looking like shit. Find a good looking kid in any game. The closest you can probably get is Sherry Birkins in Resident Evil 2. That's the only time you had a little girl where
Resident Evil 2, like the original where she's like pixelated.
Where she's pixelated, yeah.
You couldn't even.
What about what's her face from Last of Us? I mean,
oh man.
No, but she was that's not that's a different kind of kid. Like we're talking when they have to render children in games.
We're talking like a child. That's like a tween. That's like a teenager basically, right?
They usually come out scary no matter what they do. It's always been a development problem.
What's her face from the whatchamacallit, Walking Dead games? The little girl.
Clementine?
Clementine?
Yeah.
That's a good render, yeah. I guess because she's not 3D.
I guess the kids in Fable aren't that bad.
They're pretty bad.
But that's because the game.
They're pretty bad.
It's not too off for the kid.
When I started talking about
compared to everything else in there, it's on par for those that outwork there. I think so.
That's actually the kind of kids that flashed in my head as we were talking about not being able to render kids properly.
Fable
kids.
It
was like Fable kids. Fable kids look like
Fable kids is what flashed into your head.
Like they're like ugly, man. They look like if everybody in that world's starving, then sure, I guess that's the way it should look. It looked like.
I mean, they're on par with the adults. Like I don't think the adults look that much better than the kids there.
Fable sucks, man. I always thought Fables kind of sucked.
It's been disappointing. Like each one of them have been slightly disappointing to gravely disappointing. I don't
It's-
know if I'd say any one of them flat out suck, though. I have to think about that.
It feels like what the blueprints of what an RPG should be, and then they never really filled it in too well. Like, it's very basic.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely one of the faults of Fable. Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever felt involved enough in what was going on. Like, if you're gonna try to make a game, instead of making it basic, you should try to simplify the complex gameplay elements. Look at Kingdoms of Amalur. That's exactly what they did. It's not a simple game, but the functionality of it is very simplified and works and is intuitive. Like, don't just imagine if they just took all the shit out though and then sold it as a game. Like, it wouldn't work. Like, Fable was the king of basic. It didn't do anything wrong. It just didn't do anything outstanding.
I mean, they were the first game to incorporate the kind of from like a kid to an adult storytelling, like
What,
narratively
Fable?
in a game that I can think of, anyways. The
Fable?
first one, yeah.
What about Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time? You literally start off as young Link and then become the adult Link.
I never played the Zelda games, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's a character that you get an older version of him. That's literally why it's called Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, learn something new.
Oh, that thing looks dangerous. But is it? Yep. Oh shit, look at him off in the distance. Looking at you. How my inventory done? Probably pretty terrible. Oh, I'm not too bad. I will be soon though. Like, we've done a lot of looting and shooting here. One thing I don't think this game gets enough credit for is how when you land on these planets, how quick the tone changes to sci-fi horror. Like, I've never seen them do something like that before. Like, there's a lot of sci-fi horror inspired stuff across the board on this.
Is there?
Yeah.
On Starfield?
Yeah, a whole lot. Like, whenever you encounter enemies, it's not just encountering, like in Fallout, I felt like you were just encountering things. In this, it has a lot of those elements of either being in the dark or the enemies camouflaging, a lot of tension building and hiding and shit. Like, they've done, the alien stuff is dope.
I get it, but I don't know. Like I would say for sci-fi horror, for even Bethesda, I would say the Fallout games, specifically Fallout 3 and New Vegas probably did a better job in terms of going into some vaults, and the vaults are really fucked up. Like, I still remember there were a couple vaults that I went into, and I think it was it New Vegas? It might have been New Vegas, where like one vault was like plant life, like the plants have just overrun the vault, and there was these like hybrid plant humans that were hiding, and it would attack you. And then there was another one that was clones. There was even one where you go in. I think it might have been the new one, Fallout 4, where you go in and then you go to this like virtual reality thing, and it's like this black and white, like Meet the Beavers type of home and whatnot. And it was really creepy. Like, that shit was really good. You know, I feel like a lot of the horror in Starfield wasn't like I don't think they pre-planned and paced it. I think it was just more atmospheric to how we interpret it because of the you know how dark it is, and especially if it's in like an area where there's not too much light versus an actual you know set piece that's supposed to be scary because the developers designed it specifically that way.
No, because too much of it will be. There's too many coincidences in the way things are designed. Because it's not just the atmosphere, it's specifically the way the enemies are designed and react. Like those rock creatures that look like all of the mountains that would come out, and they wait for you to touch something, and then they would all come to life, and you realize they're not rocks. That happened earlier. And then after you shoot them a little, they run back into the mountains. So like now. You don't know where they are. Like, there's been a lot of tension stuff in here that they've done really well. See shit like that, just the way
They've done that well. Yeah, I mean they've done that in past Fallout games too, like those centaur creatures or whatnot. There's a couple creatures that are like that.
Well, then that was post-apocalyptic horror, and now they're doing it as sci-fi horror. Where are we? We're headed this way. Is this the place? Like, what are we doing? Oh, that's where we gotta collect these gene tags, right? Which we have yet to see any, and we've been out here for a while already. What is it pointing me to? I have no idea. It's like it's pointing me to this campsite. But like, that's the furthest that it goes. End of the road once we hit here. Did we just wander the area? Like, what the fuck are we doing? This has to be the place. weird is that? I don't see him. Oh, they're right here. They're like tied to these things. Weird Annas don't pick them up though. It's still telling me like 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. I know I've grabbed more than that. Like some of them just aren't counting. See what I mean? Like, why did half of them not count? Oh, look at how is it delayed? It is delayed. What a fucking ridiculous delay. It did 9 of 10. Where's the last one? Oh, great. Ten of 10. He had it.
Dangerous to stay here all by yourself, darling.
I don't care. This is my home. You can't make me leave.
We can't leave her here. It's not safe. She has to come back with us to Jemison. Oh, I don't know what to do. Can you talk to her?
I agree, but we can't force her to come with us.
I know. I'm not proposing we knock her out for God's sake. Look, maybe you can talk some sense into her. Help her make a decision. I'm sorry, I can't do this right now.
I can hear you talking about me. And I don't care what either of you say. I'm not going anywhere.
Look, I'm clearly out of my element here and not in the right state of mind. Could you just talk to her, please?
Convince her to stay or leave. Got it. Let's make a hard save here.
Why won't Sarah listen to me?
Don't you trust Sarah?
I mean, kinda. I just met her. The only reason I'm trusting you at all is because my mom and dad said Sarah was a good person. I know she probably wants to help me out, but I really wish she'd listen to my part of the story.
Which one?
She cares.
There's a great deal about you.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. She's only known about me for a little while. That still doesn't mean I should leave the only home I ever had, does it?
You really think this is the best place to live for the rest of your life?
Mom and Dad told me there was a whole universe out there, with thousands of planets. They showed me the maps and the star charts. That does sound pretty cool, but, well, it's also kind of scary. It would be hard to leave the only home I've ever known.
I think a better home.
We want to find you an even better home.
Well, I've always dreamed of finding a place that's safe from the monsters. But leaving Mom and Dad behind, it's really hard. Even though they're dead, I don't want to abandon them.
Don't you think your parents would want you to be safe?
I am safe. Those monsters can't catch me. They've tried, but I learned how to trick them. They're pretty dumb. And if bad people visit here, I know how to hide. I was even watching you when you landed. I bet you didn't even see me. This planet doesn't bother me. That's why I'm not sure I need to abandon my mom and dad.
I think your mom and dad will want you to live your best life.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. Mom and Dad always promised that I'd leave here someday. I'm sorry I yelled at everybody. I know you and Sarah are just trying to help. I'm going to go get my stuff and then I'll board your ship. Don't worry, I'll stay out of the way until we get, well, wherever we're going.
There you go.
Let me get my things together, and we'll talk later.
There, talking sense.
That poor girl. I hope we've made the right decision.
I mean, Sarah will be fine.
Oh, I do hope that's true. We're ripping Sona from the only home she's ever known and casting her back into society. It's going to be difficult for her to adjust to the changes. Wherever she ends up, just promise me we'll check on her from time to time, please.
If it'll make you feel better, consider it done.
It means a lot to me. Look, before we leave Cassiopeia behind, I wanted to say one more thing to you. Perhaps at the overlook we passed on the way here? I promise it won't take long. Let's go.
Proceed to the overlook.
Something on your mind? Want to see what I'm carrying? I know you wish to leave Cassiopeia, but please, allow me a bit more of your time. We're almost there.
Okay.
Look, before we head back to the ship, I wanted to tell you how much of an amazing gift this has been. You had to push me to come out here, and if I hadn't have listened to you, the universe would probably have never known about that little girl.
I guess we should try the flirting since it's the only one that's not corny. I'd do anything for you.
I intend to repay you for that, even if it takes the rest of my life. You know, this is the second time I've been on this world, and until this very moment, I never stopped to reflect at just how magnificent it was. Oh, look at this place. This is the reason I'm out here, exploring the stars. Worlds upon worlds, just waiting to have their beauty discovered. Shedding this burden of my past has finally allowed me to open my eyes, wider than they've ever been opened before. And it's all because of you.
Here comes the flirt. I'm hoping there's much more than simple gratitude tucked away in that statement. See, it's always horrible. This motherfucker flirts like Larry from Three's Company. Remember Larry?
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure that's who they base Quagmire on. He's supposed to be like a parody of Larry.
This freaking guy flirts like Leisure Shoot Larry. You remember that fucking guy?
Perhaps. I suppose we'll both have to think about that for a while now, won't we?
Uh-oh.
Well, I suppose it's time to bid goodbye to Cassiopeia once again. This time, under much happier circumstances. Now, let's head back to Jemison. I want to give those gene tags you gathered to Admiral Logan and figure out what we're going to do with Sona.
We can't ever forget the sacrifices made for the United Colonies. We owe such a great debt to so many. Welcome back. Did you find your answers?
We found our answers and we also found these gene tags.
Not only that, but we found someone there, alive. A child born from 2 of the crew that survived the crash. After her parents died, that poor girl spent years surviving on that hostile world, alone. We abandoned her, Admiral. We let her down.
I'm sorry. I had no idea. How could we have possibly known?
By checking. Don't apologize to us, apologize to Sona.
Sona. Is that her name? She must be a remarkable young woman.
She's extraordinary, Admiral. And I'm afraid the United Colonies let her down.
Yeah, you guys had her surviving out there by herself against those things. She's like the Newt of this world.
One thing that I can assure you is that the names of these men and women will never be forgotten. I'll see to it personally.
Thank you, Admiral.
Good luck to both of you. It's been an honor.
Once we're done here, we should have a little talk with Sona. Poor thing's waiting for us at the lodge.
Welcome back. Did you find your answers?
Yeah, we talked about this already.
Not
It literally makes me have to go review that dialogue.
Sona.
She's extra.
You're
Like they just
absolutely
kind of
right,
left that
Professor.
way.
One thing that
Thank you, Admiral.
Good luck to both of you.
Once we're done here.
Speak to Sona. You got it.
While we're here, perhaps we should check in with Mateo or Noel.
Oh no.
We should probably talk. There you are. I was wondering when he'd come and say hi to me.
Hello, Sona. I see you found your way to the lodge without any trouble.
Yeah, it was kind of hard though. All these people around. Never seen so many people in my entire life.
How did you find your way here on your own?
Sarah gave me directions. She's really good at that. Riding that gnat thing was super cool. It was like magic or something. Like something from the stories Mom used to read. But the hardest part was having everyone staring at me. All these people in one place. It's kind of scaring me. I don't know why.
Don't worry, no one's gonna hurt you.
They sure won't. They have to catch me first.
It's true. You're one of the toughest people I've ever met. So, what do you think? Do you like it here, Sona?
At the lodge? Yeah, this place is huge. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You must be like a bazillionaire, Sarah.
Oh, don't I wish? This place isn't mine alone. It belongs to everyone who's a part of Constellation. And I think it should belong to you too, Sona. I want you to stay here and make this your home.
Whoa. Does that mean I get to go exploring with both of you? Or wait, do I get my own ship?
You just got to New Atlantis and you're already prepared to leave.
I mean, this place is great and all, but ever since my mom taught me that there are hundreds of planets out there, I'm itching to go see all of them. And if it means I'd get my own ship, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's funny to be like, yeah, Auntie Sarah will buy you a ship. Let's be realistic. How about you give yourself a little time to grow, then we'll talk.
Exactly. And don't worry. At the rate you're growing, it won't be long until you're grav jumping to unexplored star systems on your own ship.
I understand. Oh, and don't worry, I learn real fast, so you better get ready to have another member of Constellation signing on for missions.
I can't wait.
Well, anyway, thanks for letting me stay here. I promise I won't let either of you down.
I'm sure that you won't. Well, I think we should let Sona get settled. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to visit the Colony War Memorial now. I want to pay my final respects.
Hey, let me know when you're ready to take me along with you. Should only be a few years.
What do you think of the lodge?
It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. Not even in Mom's picture slates. It's almost like a fairy tale. Like it's not real, you know? I'm sure that sounds pretty dumb to you. But hey, I lived in a house made from busted up spaceship parts and trees.
You regret leaving Cassiopeia?
Yeah, a little bit. That planet was the only real home that I ever knew. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it feels like I've left my family behind. It was a really tough decision to make. But you and Sarah were right. I had to move on with my life. And hey, one day when I'm old enough, I could always go back for a visit. See you later.
Now we gotta go to the memorial thing or whatever to finish this mission. This long ass mission. Is that what this is? No.
Look at this. All these people, their entire lives distilled down to names on a memorial. I wonder how close I came to being reduced to just a name.
You should be proud of everything you've accomplished since the war.
I am proud. I was simply too foolish to realize it until you changed my perspective.
I mean, these are the only good flirts we get that don't sound completely hammy. I only say these things because I care about you.
I care about you too. There's obviously some kind of a connection between us that I think we need to discuss. Just let me have another moment here, and then we can head over to the waterfall, so we can talk in private.
Do I just wait here?
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Now we go to the waterfall. The fuck is that? No idea where I'm going, and it just stops showing me. So it is down there. Okay.
You have a nice day now.
When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while. It's lovely here, isn't it? I've been from one end of the settled systems to the other. But this place, this exact spot, there's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
What is it about the spot that makes it so special?
I don't know. I'm not sure I can explain it. Maybe it's the strange way that the art, technology, and nature fuse together, or maybe it's because it feels like home. Whatever it is, I definitely feel more comfortable here than anywhere else I've ever been.
I couldn't agree more.
From one explorer to another, I'll take that as a compliment. I usually come up here to mull over some of the heated debates we have at Constellation. You'd be surprised how many decisions I've made on this very spot.
I don't know what's over here. I feel like you're stalling for time here.
Is it that obvious? The truth is, I've asked you up here because I wanted to talk about something very important.
Trying to pull one over on me, eh?
No, nothing like that at all. I just have a lot on my mind, and I am terrible at getting right to the point.
And tell me whatever's on your mind.
Good. Because I have a lot to say.
She always has a lot to say.
It's about my return to Cassiopeia. What we learned about Sona has been constantly replaying in my mind. Maybe it sounds crazy, but that young girl's isolation feels like a reflection of my own life.
You equate Sona's situation to your own.
In all honesty, I don't. She simply reminds me of my own isolation. Maybe not in the literal sense of the word, but I certainly relate to some of her loneliness.
Both of you have been through a lot.
Don't get me wrong. Compared to Sona, I've had it easy. I've spent my life surrounded by all sorts of people. Constellation, the Navigator Corps. Hell, even the UC military. Despite that, no matter how hard I've tried to make them a part of my life, they tend to drift away and disappear.
Dealing with the unpredictability of people can be a challenge.
Well, if that's true, this challenge is wearing me down.
You deserve to be with someone who understands your feelings.
Someone like that would be wonderful. Wait a second. What exactly are you saying?
Are they gonna do a flirt thing here? Oh, go with the romance option, see if it works this time.
Sorry, I just need a moment to gather my thoughts. From things you've said in the past, it's obvious you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become close. So, if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, then I'm ready to do the same.
A romantic relationship is what you want.
Being in love with anyone else. So, if you're willing to make the leap, I'm ready to do the same.
I love how you could put, this is going too fast, I think we should remain good friends for now.
You're something truly special. You know that? You've helped me conquer my self-doubt, my confidence, hell, everything. For the first time in my life, I feel complete. And with you by my side, I'm convinced that feeling will last forever. You're the best thing that's happened to me in my life. I love you. Always.
Yay.
That's it. Sarah Morgan considers you an ally.
I received a message from my mother a few days ago. She's returned from another one of her sightseeing cruises.
Sightseeing cruises.
Yeah, you know, one of those luxury liner journeys that shows off binary stars, gas nebulas, asteroid fields. Pretty photogenic stuff. Apparently, it's my mother's new favorite pastime.
Wasn't know your mother's still alive.
I'm sorry. We never discussed this, did we? The thing is, my mother and I don't talk very much. We're not estranged or anything of the sort. We're just far apart.
I understand.
Good. When I say that to most people, they look at me like I'm crazy. I don't think they realize how much control parents can exert on your life, especially when their dreams conflict with your own.
We can drop the subject if you like.
No, we should have discussed this a long time ago. You see, both of my parents were diplomats working under the flag of the UC Administrative Division. After I completed my basic education, they signed me up for a one-year apprenticeship in their department, without bothering to ask.
What's the administrative division?
It's the governmental arm of the United Colonies. You know, the politicians, the diplomats, the ambassadors. Imagine having to spend most of your career hovering behind a desk. Oh, I can't even fathom anything more boring.
You had no say in the matter whatsoever?
Look, I was 18 years old, fresh out of school, and I idolized my parents. I trusted them. I'm certain they felt they were doing what was best for their daughter. Who was I to argue?
Felt like they wanted you to follow their footsteps.
Wanted isn't the right word. Demanded would be more appropriate. For my apprenticeship, I was sent to Sidonia. My job consisted of drafting political policies and arbitrating trade disputes. The silver lining of the job was that it allowed me to spend time exploring every square inch of Mars.
Why was exploring Mars so fulfilling?
You have to understand, this was my first time I was alone on another world. Now, don't get me wrong. Jemison is an amazing place, but for me, it was the old neighborhood. Mars was like a new frontier. Oh, I spent every waking moment I could exploring the planet.
That's where you were bitten by the exploration bug.
Swallowed by it. Months before the apprenticeship ended, I dumped my diplomatic certification and joined the UC Navy. Of course, my parents didn't approve. We had a huge argument that resulted in all ties being severed between us.
Must have been a difficult time in your life.
That wasn't the worst of it. You see, my father was killed during the opening shots of the Colony War. I returned to Jemison for the funeral and reunited with my mother. After that, we vowed to stay in touch.
How exactly did your father die?
After the Freestar Collective started farming Vesta, and the UC pushed back, my father was one of the many diplomats sent in to arbitrate. After the talks broke down, war broke out on Vesta. and all of the UC diplomats were evacuated from Freestar Space. Unfortunately, my father's transport was caught in the crossfire.
Sorry to hear.
Aren't you sweet? Always concerned with how I'm feeling. That's why I fell in love with you. Your smile, your caring. It brightens even my darkest days. Listen, I'm going to be completely upfront with you. All this talk of family, it makes me wonder where our own relationship stands.
Why? What's the worry?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I regret the family life I left behind when I took off for the stars. If there was ever a chance for something like that between us, I wouldn't want to miss the opportunity. I love you too much to allow that to happen. That's why I asked about our future and where we stand.
Wow, they really try to make you lock that shit in, huh? It's not like there's many other characters, you know?
You mean that?
Is she proposing?
For me? I've been dreaming about this moment and still, I don't know what to say.
Oh, what should I go with here? How could she say yes when she's essentially the one proposing here almost? Well, I mean, you kind of said it all. You don't really need to say anything.
My answer is yes. 1,000 times repeated. Yes. I just need a little time to think about the ceremony.
Good
I
lord.
have some thoughts about how we should move forward. You know, I used to dream about finding the love of my life. And here you are. All I ever needed was you, right here beside me. So, what's new with you today?
It'd be great to be like, I think it's time we went our separate ways.
We should get a drink sometime.
Clearly.
Should get a shag too.
For myself, Ric Stasis, for Stasis, for Ask You. On that note, we're out of here.
Good night, peoples. We'll see you later.
Later, guys.
Shutting it down.